This is an important drone story because this happened to me and it was quite a miracle. Now, we've all lost drones, maybe we haven't. I have. And you know what happens? Water and drones don't go together, okay? I'm embarrassed to say how many drones I've lost in water. But you know what happens? There you are at the beach, you're flying around, fly, 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 and then all of a sudden, boom! The drone's in the water. What do you do? I've got the drone! I've got the drone! Now we need some rice. Back to the vlog. You got a wet drone. This is what most people do. You ready? Okay, this is what most people do. They get their drone, they get the rice, they stick their drone in there, stick the rice in there with it, like that. And they try and cook it, and it doesn't work. I wonder why. Okay, important note. If you land in salt water, this is what you should do. You watching? Throw it like that. Because it ain't ever going to be used again. It's dead. Just my opinion, I might be wrong. If you've been able to recover a drone and make it work again after salt water, I'd love to hear your comments. Anyway, here's the story. I was on a trip recently in the Northern Territory, Central Australia. I was filming.
Australians have always known it. There's nothing tougher than hard yakka.
I was using the Mavic Pro 2 with the Hasselblad camera, which is just an incredible drone. And what happened was during the trip, my controller, I was unable to charge it. The port had stuffed up. So this is pretty bad what's happened at the moment. My remote controller on my Phantom Pro 2, I've been unable to charge it for a couple of weeks. So it's been beeping on low, so I thought I'd just fly the drone one last time and get away with it, but what's happened is the charger has totally died, the remote controller's totally died, and I've got no way to control the drone. So what's happened is that's the drone up there. And, you know, it was embarrassing. People were just looking at it, and it was just making all this noise, and, you know, it was just hovering, and I thought, well, shit, what do I do? Do I jump in the water and wait under it and then catch it before it hits the water, or will it return to home? So I'm waiting, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, it's hovering. So I'm waiting for the battery to run out. I'm hoping that it returns to home automatically, which is this spot just here. But there are some trees in the way. So, I don't know, I might have to jump in the water and as it dies, catch it, which is, it's a good chance $3,000 is going to end up destroyed very shortly, but we'll see what happens. It was hovering, and it just started going down. And within about 3 seconds, it was in the water. It just hit the water, and then it just sank. It just went like that. And I climbed over the fence. I was about to jump in, and I thought, what's the point? This is stuffed. So what happened is I've come back to the car. The drone's gone. It's at the bottom of the lake. So what happened was it just gave me no notice. It just descended really quickly, hovered above the water as I was about to jump in, and then just went into the water and sank within about 2 seconds. I don't fucking have words. It's not funny, Graham.
I'm not laughing.
Yeah, we don't laugh, mate.
I'm definitely not laughing.
15 minutes down the road, Graham said to me, why don't we dive in and try and find the drone, at least get the footage, get the memory card. And I was really shitty. I said, nah, it's stuffed, because I've sank a number of drones and they've always been stuffed, you know. So half an hour on down the road, Graham says, you sure you don't want to get it? And I thought about it and I thought, okay, let's turn around. So we turned around. It was like a 40-degree hot day. Okay, we've turned the car around. We're going to retrieve. Graham thinks he can dive to the bottom of the lake and try and retrieve the drone. And the drone is definitely will be stuffed, but the card has got quite a lot of footage on, especially some crocodile footage I took. So I've decided to try and recover the drone. Graham's going to dive in and try and get it. Hopefully we can save the SD card with all the footage on that I've taken. The drone will be totally destroyed, there's no doubt about that. Anyone thinking about putting it in a microwave with rice is more nuts than me. Just hope we can find the drone, recover the card, recover the footage. Okay, swim out a bit more. Bit more. Bit more. We lost a drone. It went in the water, and we're trying to retrieve the memory card from the drone.
Oh.
Hopefully the footage will. Hopefully.
Right. So you can view it down there.
No. I'm just videoing him. I make vlogs. I make like a YouTube.
Oh, okay.
I have a YouTube.
On the bottom.
Then I'll come in, Graham, and I'll help you.
Is this where you lost it?
Yeah.
Not gonna fall.
No.
To your right. Just to your right, please.
Yeah. So it fell in the water and they don't float, they go right to the bottom, do they? Huh? Oh, he got it!
I did it first time.
Oh!
Wonder if it'll dry off in the oven. But anyway, we're diving down and eventually I find the drone. And I pulled the memory card out, and about an hour later we're drying it. About 3 hours later we got home and the memory card worked. It's like beautiful. And then I thought I would just leave this out in the sun. I didn't do anything. And I left it out in the sun for about 3 or 4 days. And then I put the battery back in it, and you're not going to believe it. This is the drone. And guess what? It works perfectly. And it was at the bottom of a lake for about an hour. True story. So listen, here's the thing. The main point is this, it was fresh water, okay? So fresh water, I was able to save the drone, okay? When it hit the water, there should have been some electrical faults. For some reason, it didn't happen with my drone. You know, this was submerged for more than an hour, and all I did was leave it in sunlight. I sort of, try and get all the water out of it, pull the battery out of it. Don't use the same battery. The battery that's in it, when it goes down, throw that out. Put a brand new battery in it, or a good one. 3 days later, it flies, and I've been using it ever since. The footage is perfect. But that's my drone story. So I think salt water, you're dead. But do you know what? If I did lose a drone in the sea again, and I was able to recover it, I think what I would do is I would actually flush it really full-only. I would flush it with white water. I would actually get a bucket of water and dunk it about 10 times, and really, because this was underwater for an hour, so these things can take a fair bit of water. So I would probably sit it in cold water for half an hour if it was hit salt water. Then I'd get another bucket of clean water and then put it in that for another half an hour, and then and then let it dry. And there's a chance you can save your drone. I know all you professionals never ever lose drones. Well, I do.